Hello everybody, we're here today in Atlantis Crystals in Dublin. Welcome David.
Thank you very much Susan, and hello out there in the world.
David, today maybe you could talk to us a bit about a practical, very simple way of choosing a crystal, because I mean there are so many magnificent crystals here and there are so many books that tell us lots of different things, and you know, how do we know which one is the right one, and you know, particularly when we're getting started?
Yes, great question. The thing about all of the books, they're very good. Some of them are written on the basis of structure. So the likes of Michael Geiger, he writes about the creation of the crystal, the structure, the growth and everything else. Other books are written from intuition, and both are valid. The difficulty about the intuition is that it's intuition for individuality. Okay, if somebody comes in with a headache, for example, the book may tell you that there is a requirement for a particular crystal. It could be amethyst, for example. But if I'm standing here and you come into me and you tell me that you have a headache and you're looking for a crystal that will work with that, I may feel that that is not appropriate and you might need something else. So that's where the intuition is coming in. The easiest guideline in working with crystals is based them on colour. And if we attach the colour to our chakras, the head is operating at white or purple, the third eye is operating at blue or purple, the throat is operating at all shades of blue. So if I have a headache, then I can, if there's nobody to help me to select my crystal, I can pick one of these crystals. Okay, so if I have sinuses, for example, which is all about breathing, which is also to do with the lungs, then I can select something that's soft in blue and raising up to heavy in blue. So if we guide ourselves to colour when we're using crystals, when we're not sure what it is that we want to do.
Okay, so I mean, you were saying that if somebody comes into you, I mean, obviously you know a lot about the crystals, so you would be able to help them. Does it work for somebody who wouldn't know a lot about crystals as well, to come in and say, okay, rough guideline, I need, you know, purple and clear, or I need blue, you know, either a paler shade or a darker shade, and then for them to be guided by their own intuition, that they look at, you know, sort of say an array of crystals like this and go, okay, this one is really, you know, I'm attracted to this one.
Yes, and that's the whole point. So when we go with our own intuition, so if I come in and it doesn't matter what my ailment is, and I look around this vast array of crystals and I keep on getting drawn to the rose quartz, then there's a signal between the rose quartz and I, that this is my requirement. The difficulty is that even though that is my drawing, when people sometimes come into the shop and they're looking for help with crystals, they want to be guided. Even though that's their intuition, they still want external guidance. They want to look at the books, they want to make sure they get it right. And the thing is that getting it right is all about how do you feel inside. So when we feel the feeling that I'm drawn to the rose quartz, then what is that about? So rose quartz is about the heart. So if we look at the pink, the rose quartz, to do with the heart, to do with the energy flow that's coming in through the crown and rising up through the root, red and white merging in the heart space, which gives us the pink, then we can look at that and say, well, okay, so what is that signifying to me? You know, so if I'm drawn to the rose quartz, what is that signifying? Is it signifying that I have a block? Is it signifying that I'm not connecting? Is it signifying that I have a heart issue, a heartbreak, a heart problem, an emotional problem? If we run with our intuition. A lot of people unfortunately don't, and that's why I decided today that it would be a good idea to just give a very quick guideline on basic colours.
Okay.
So if we work off the chakras, as I said, the crown is white or purple, third eye is purple or blue, throat is shades of paler blue, heart is pink or green, solar plexus is yellow, sacral is orange, and base is red. So if I then have a a drawing to, for example, the garnet, right, then I can identify that there is an issue going on around my root chakra, which could be to do with security, it could be to do with sexuality, it could be to do with grounding, it could be to do with life living.
Okay.
But this gives me a clue as to where we are, if we base ourselves on colour.
Okay, so David, maybe talk to us a little bit about the, you know, the different colours and the different crystals, which ones are which.
Okay, well, we'll talk about the crown first, which is clear quartz, amethyst also for the crown, nice purple. So if we work on our third eye, we're talking about purples for amethyst, also chariorite, which is also a purple.
Sodalite?
Sodalite for the third eye, which is very expansive. And moving on to the throat. Blue stones generally for the throat, strong as in sodalite, less strong as in kyanite. If we need to express ourselves with some sharpness and sparkle, we need a piece of lapis. Lapis has pyrite, so it gives us a bit of fire in what we're talking about. A nice soft and gentle way of expression is using blue lace agate. And then we have also blue agate, which is a lovely soft expression. So it depends on, if we have an expression problem, if we want to express ourselves, if we want to tell our lover how we're feeling, and we're not able to do that, or we want to tell our boss, you know, what's going on in our life, we can use these crystals to help us, but we need to select something that's going to be able to express the way it is that we want to express. So I don't want to take a piece of lapis and set fire to my expression with my lover. I might want to take it and set fire to my boss in the expression. So the stronger the crystal, the darker the crystal, the more power in terms of expression. This is I'm only talking about the throat chakra. Moving down into the heart, you have lots of wonderful heart crystals. Rose quartz, which is very soft and gentle, and the merger between the energy from our divine and the red raw energy of the earth rising up and merging in the heart space. Amazonite, a little bit stronger. Emerald, very, very strong. Aquamarine, which is a very gentle, soothing, soft crystal. Fluorite, very restructuring, very empowering, but rebuilding. This is all about that whole rebuilding. So after my heart is broken, I surround myself with fluorite so that I rebuild myself again. Aventurine, nice balancing, strong crystal. The likes of malachite, very emotional. It's created in the oxidization layer, so very, very emotional, very soft, very gentle. Moving down into the solar plexus, you have the likes of calcite, which is used for rebuilding. So my self-esteem is being crushed, I need to rebuild that. Calcite is perfect for that job. The likes of citrine, which brings an abundance of self-esteem and self-worth. So these two crystals together both bring abundance and bring structure into one's life. Moving down into the sacral, you have the likes of orange jasper. We have tiger eye. Tiger eye is a wonderful crystal for the sacral, also bringing courage and strength into our lives. Carnelian, a nice soft crystal for working in the sacral. Peach aventurine, which is not as popular. Poppy jasper, which is fun to work with. And then moving down into the root, which you have various crystals in the root. You have the likes of garnet. You have ruby, which is pretty expensive but very, very powerful. Something softer, which is like rhodonite, and you'll notice that the rhodonite is filled with pink and black, so there's a whole merger going on of bringing the heart and the root chakra together. What else have we got? Hematite for grounding. And dark crystals such as black crystals, black tourmaline, all grounding crystals, crystals that are going to take us out, instead of being away with the fairies, down into the earth. So that's just a very brief outline. But if one sticks with the colours in relation to the chakras and the colours of the crystals, it gives you the first few steps on the journey with crystals.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, David. That was a great introduction. And thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoyed our talk today.
Thanks, Susan, and thank you for watching, and may the light of the universe be with you always. God bless you.